Are you guys having problems with your animatronic? Well, more specifically, is your animatronic not moving or doing a certain function or not moving the way it should be? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys, or rather, we're going to be diagnosing one of the problems that you might be having with your animatronic for today's Tech Tip Fridays. Okay, so the problem that we're going to be taking a look at today with animatronics is we're going to be taking a look at the motors. Now, what will happen more often than not, your animatronic will be working one day, it'll be moving fine, whatever it does, it'll be moving fine, and then you'll turn it on the next day or whatever, or the day after that, or whenever your animatronic decides to fail, and it will fail. Either the sound will quit or something will quit. Most likely, one of the movements will stop working, and you'll be wondering, gee, what happened? I wonder, if the motor's dead. Well, that's the problem with these animatronics. They take these little motors right here. See? This is a small motor. These are the motors that the animatronics take. That's what it looks like, and I just dropped it. Voice crack. But what happens to these brushes over time is that they will slowly wear out, and then they aren't able to make contact with the commutators anymore. Another thing that can also happen is this motor can get really gunky on the commutators right there. But I made another video about that. So if you don't know how to clean these motors, there's another video I made. Go check that video out because it'll get you through this hassle motor issue. So guys, that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be taking apart this animatronic right here. This is a Rising from the Grave. This problem accounts for any animatronic. It's not just the Rising from the Grave. This will work for a Gravedigger, a Jack-o'-Lunger, Jumping Zombie, Jumping Spider, all of the animatronics that you buy from Spirit Halloween that have, let me grab it again, these motors. This is the problem that's going to happen. I keep dropping everything because freaking gloves are hard to grasp anything. So that's what we're going to be doing. So what you're going to need to do this is you're going to need a 9-volt battery because we're going to be testing the motor as well. You're going to need a screwdriver, a small Phillips head, like that will work. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need an LED. Any LED will work. Now, if you don't have an LED, that's totally fine. I'll explain why you need that later. And you're also going to need a measuring tape, which I don't know where I put it, so I'm going to find it real quick. Alright guys, so I found the little ruler. You're going to need a ruler like this, or you're going to need a measuring tape. If you don't have a ruler or a measuring tape nearby, just use your screwdriver and I'll just tell you guys what to do with that. So now that we have our things, you might need some pliers. Now that we have what we need right here, let's go ahead and get into this animatronic, and we're going to see how to diagnose the motor and tell how it's bad. Okay, so I'm just going to take this animatronic apart real quick. I'm going to time-lapse this so you guys aren't going to get to see this. Well, you'll see it, but it'll be in time-lapse. So let's get this thing apart. Guys, so we have reached the motor part. So now here's what we're going to need to do. So now that we have the entire animatronic pulled apart, Which these animatronics, these Rising from the Graves and all the jumping props take quite a lot of effort to get them undone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to need to, since we're going to be cutting the motor out of the circuit, we're going to need to actually physically cut the motor out of the circuit. This is why you said you need scissors, and this is also why I said you guys need a measuring tape or ruler or whatever, because we're going to be measuring how much wire we need to cut. Because we don't want to take the scissors and just cut, you know, I can't even get my gloves into things. We don't want to cut right here, or, you know, anywhere really tiny, because we want to be able to put this thing back together and not have to worry about, you know, leaving, like, you know, room or nothing. So what we have here is we have a ruler. But basically what you want to do is you want to take your ruler right here, flip it the right way, and you're going to want to just set the ruler, and you're going to want to take the ruler and you're going to want to measure the ruler up to about 2 inches from the start of where the wires leave the motor and go to the board. And you're going to want to take your scissors and you're going to want to cut both wires at about 2 inches. Just like that. And now you have enough wire to work with when you need to put the motor back together. And now I can remove the motor. So here's the motor. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you guys how to diagnose this motor. So here we have the motor right here. I'm going to stick it on my pliers because it's magnetic and it's easier. So what you want to do to diagnose this motor is you're going to want to take your 9-volt battery, which I almost dropped, and you're going to want to take the 2 wires here and you're going to want to stick them in the 2 leads of the 9-volt battery. Now don't worry, this will not kill your motor. It'll be just fine. Just hold there. So I don't know if you've heard that, but that was the motor spinning over. Now if you have a fresh 9-volt battery, you know it's a good 9-volt battery, and you hook it up to this motor, and this motor doesn't spin very well at all, it doesn't spin very fast, or there's just hardly any power. There could be 2 problems. It could either be the brushes, or I didn't mention this before, but sometimes the motor can get gunked up, and then the motor won't turn very well, and then you'll have to clean it. A lot of the times that has happened to my older animatronics, and I have had to do that, so this is more of a common problem. You have to go in and clean the motor on older animatronics. So that's how you diagnose this motor. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. There's no really point in continuing on because I'm just going to put the motor back together. It's very easy to wire up. Oh, one thing I didn't say though, when you're putting the motor back together, when you're rewiring the motor, you can do 2 things. You can either, you can twist tie the motor back on, which is basically taking these 2 leads, doing this, and then twisting it together until the connection is made, and you can put tape over it or something, or you can resolder the wires. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to twist it back on, put some tape over it, and call it a day. So guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I apologize for the wind. The wind is absolutely crazy here. It just got super windy all of a sudden. It was like that earlier when I was trying to make the video too. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and as always guys, be scary, be spooky, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.